Next we got our transfer gear from our Kickstarter, which goes here. Take a little assembly lube around there. Set our gear, make sure it goes in line like so. You've got a washer and a retaining clip. Gotta reverse these. Yeah, there we go. You're going to install your washer, and on your clip, slide it on there in place. Make sure you press down around it so that it pops in the groove like what it just did. Alright, now we're going to do the clutch. This is our inner clutch hub. We don't need them right now. Don't forget we got our new clutches soaking in oil over here, so we'll get them out in just a second. Now, first thing we're going to install is going to be the main clutch basket, which is going to be the big part right here. First things first. Oh, you little bastard. Is you're going to put this washer down, this one. This goes all the way to the bottom. Just making sure we need to put our primary drive gears, we need to install them first, and we got this little thrust washer. It's going to go on there like so. Then your big gear is going to go with this part facing downward, like the deeper part is going to go towards the bottom. I'm not liking how that sits on there. Let me just double check something. Says the thrust washer goes down on there first. Says that's the order. That one, and that one. So according to them, that one, and then this one, like so. Still don't like how that fits on there, but whatever. That's how it's supposed to go. This one's raised out a little bit on the outside because it's got a bolt that holds it down and a washer, which is going to be this one, I'm guessing. Yep. So we want to use a lot of Loctite on it. And that's, I believe, a 14 millimeter. I'm gonna run it down with my impact, get it started. I gotta find the damn 14. I always lose that freaking 14. Alright, so here we go. Now let's torque it. Damn, hands are so slippery I can't take the socket off. There we go. You need to take a Teflon wedge or something. Well, you're going to stick it down inside there to where the crank doesn't move. We're going to take our torque wrench . Alright. Now, probably going to need you in a little bit. You stay right there. Back to the clutch. Make sure we get it closer. Alright, so assembly lube, high performance Lucas assembly lube, Lucas oil. It's good stuff. Alright, let's take our primary, which is only clutch basket. It's gonna, oh, it was hitting that. I just wonder what was making that noise. Let me find my engine blocks. Alright, so there you go. So we got a clutch basket, and you're going to take, the next thing you install is your inner hub washer, like so. I'm going to put some more assembly lube. We're going to install this center hub. There you go. Now, I do believe this is bad, so I'm going to see if I've got another one in stock. Let me just see, we're looking for that one. That's not it. That's definitely not it. Negative. I think we might have hit the jackpot. Let's confirm. I think that's our winner. All right. Now, I'm going to place that over that, throw that in the trash. Now, in case y'all didn't know this, there's tabs up here, like when you torque down your main hub nut, you'll fold one of these up, whichever it comes closest to. Now, if you got to take it back out, you don't ever want to use that same tab that you bent one time. You don't want to ever use it again, because they'll break right off of there if you try to bend them back. Better yet, I'm going to show you real quick. Alright, so take a regular pair of pliers, and this is the old one, so if you try to bend it back, see there? It just snaps off. Now, a lot of times people will bend them back kind of like this, to where that actually bent back, but that it's real weak, starting to actually crack, and then it'll break off in the motor. And a lot of times the hub won't come loose, but that little piece will wreak havoc on your engine, and small little mistake cost you a lot of money. So we are going to, first we're going to clean this little booger out because it's dirty. We're going to put some Loctite on it with the lock nut. There. Be on the safe side. Now, you don't want to tighten that down until you put your clutches in, and then I'm going to show you how to tighten it up, how to actually hold pressure on it. If not, you got to have a special tool to hold your inner hub. Most people that build these at home or in their garage, they're not going to have that tool. So, damn it, got something to do. Alright. We got our clutches. I'm going to take my gloves off for this because that stuff's going to be oily. Alright, first things first, let's take one of the oil soaked clutches, put it there. Second thing is get a paper towel to dry my fingers. Then we're going to take I'm not going through this 100 times. Razor blade. Got brand new metals, that's new fibers that we put in there, OEM. When I do these mail order engine builds, I use OEM parts unless otherwise requested, or if they're discontinued or on back order. Like In this case, I had to use a Pro X crankshaft, which is made in Japan, because the OEM ones and the Wiseco ones were on back order. So, speed things up, I'm going to go ahead and open all these. A lot of people don't know this, but that little piece of paper right there keeps your metal from rusting. So, it's not just in the package to be pretty. Got some kind of chemical on it that keeps your metals from rusting. But I've got a whole stack of these over there that's rusted up real bad, because they were actually in the bottom of a crate in the storage that was on the ground and got flooded. So it's fine. I'm not going to use them for anything. If I do, it'll be my personal bike. See, there's something in it. I don't know what. If anybody knows, y'all can put it in the comments. What they actually put on this paper keeps the metal from rusting. And also, if there's anyone that's got any issues with their bike, or got a special motor they want to see tore down, or one that's built, you'll put it in the comments, and I'll try to get around to doing a video. I've got access to hundreds of motors. I actually have hundreds of motors, and not all of them I'm going to build, but if I have enough people comment on them, I will build them. And I also do performance builds, so I can build a performance engine. And I will make a video of that as well. Alright, so there's that one, that one. You do one of each, and I had to use a couple Barnett clutches, I believe is what they were, or EBC, because I was missing 2 fibers, so I used 2 separate fibers, which is fine. It's not going to hurt anything. It's actually probably going to be a little better. But you do metal fiber, or start off with a fiber, and keep switching them till there you go. Clutches are installed and my hands are oily. And you can keep your bag full of oil for your next build. So we'll set it right there. Now, I believe this is like 46 or 48 foot-pounds, something like that. I'm gonna get it right in a minute. I bet that's it. No, it's the same one I just had. There it is over there. No, that ain't it either. That's it. Now, by applying pressure with 2 fingers right here, you can put your impact, which I don't recommend a really strong impact. I'm just trying to like set it, and then I'm going to come back and torque it. But you'll put your impact on there. If you'll just apply a little pressure, it won't move. Okay, So let me get the torque wrench. Same thing, apply a little pressure. Might have to move my shim over to the other side. See, it's starting to turn right there. Let me put the shim. Oh, there we go. There. This right here is why I prefer impact sometimes. We're just going to use the impact. I ain't got time to sit here and dick with this thing. You just want to give it a few little taps with a strong impact. Actually, when our tab's not lined up, let's hit it again. You want your tab to be lined up horizontal with one of those. There we go. Now, you gotta find a pair of pliers that you can grab right inside there and bend it over. And I'm trying to see if I have a set laying around here that I would do that. Here's some cheap pliers. You're going to grab it and you roll it backwards. There we go. Now, it's perfectly flat. It's on there tight. Now, you're going to install the clutch arm or the rod. It goes down like so. So you're going to take this and it'll straddle. Let's get some assembly lube. Put it down in there. This is going to straddle that clutch push rod. But you know what? I'm getting ahead of myself. Let's turn it around this side. Let's put this in so the push rod is seated in the right place. It goes right there. like so. This is going to connect to that, so it's roughly sets about right there. Now we can push this in, and you move your clutch arm over here. There you go, and it fits in a slot. So whenever you move your control arm on the left side, it makes that come in and out like so. So I know it's in the right spot. Now we want to put our outer clutch hub. Those are our old metals. We're not going to need them anymore. You set them aside. And you'll take your outer hub, put a little oil on that little doodad. And this, it's got to fit in a certain spot. It actually went into that certain spot. So I'm gonna actually get it out of a line so y'all can see where it's not supposed to be. But well, I don't think it's going to let me. So, alright, these little teeth right here, the grooves, they have to fit down inside there. Sometimes you can line it up and it'll actually fit on top. This one, it needs to fit down inside. Now, let's get our clutch springs. First things first. Well, I don't want to put it down in the hole because it'll hydraulic. No, it goes all the way through, so it ain't going to hydraulic. So we're just going to make sure that there's a little bit of this where the spring mates to the surface of the bottom of the inner clutch hub, or the outer clutch hub, I'm sorry. We're going to put the springs, shoot, damn it, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We have our bolts, clutch spring bolts. I'm going to install them hand tight. We have this is for the power valve, and as you can see, it was starting to come apart right there. The pin's starting to come out of it. See if I can knock it back. There we go. There, it's back in there now. We have the outer clutch hub, or the outer clutch cover, which is the, I guess you'd call it the inner clutch cover, because the one that goes out here would be the outer, so it would be the inner clutch cover, crankcase cover. I'll make sure it's clean. Alright. That gear, get that brake cleaner out of there. I'll put a little assembly lube. Like so. Alright, I don't know if y'all can see this, but down inside here on this power valve gear, that thing's got to fit inside that arm, you see, like so. So the arm controls actually this controls the arm moving, which under RPMs, that'll actually apply pressure and sling out, causing this arm to move, which closes off your exhaust port with power valve. And I guess that's what you want to call you on the power band, which the power band is a term, power valve is actually a thing. So anybody ever tells you they got a power band installed on their bike, then they're full of it. The power valve is what makes it. Power band normally is they're on the pipe. All right, gotta put our seal in right here. There we go, nice and even. We're going to put some assembly lube right there on the inside, like so. And let's don't forget our gasket. And there's that gasket. There's one that goes there. The dials, there's one there. Pretty sure I took them out. Alright, I found the other one. You got two dials, one here and one here. Make sure our gasket's in good shape. The surface is flat and not messed up. It's got a little spot there. I'm going to put some of this stuff, Permatex Moto Seal gasket maker. And only in the spots really that looks like maybe somebody had pried up on it with a screwdriver at some time. We don't want it to leak. Just think of this as a leveling compound for this particular application, but it's really a sealant. Okay, let me put this back on there. Oh, we need one of these. Got my gloves back on. Now, remember, we'll make sure that our gear is fitting in the groove just right. And this arm right here is really fragile. These things break like crazy. But we're going to hold this up, or actually apply downward pressure right there. It actually holds that gear in place. I put assembly lube here and there and on the seal that goes over the Kickstarter shaft. Make sure your spring arm is in place right here and it's not sticking out. And then also make sure all your bolt holes are lined up with your gasket. Check the mating surface. Right here is where your coolant goes through. I always like to put a really thin layer of sealant on both sides of it, so on the cover and on that. Alright, my air compressor decided to chime in. Alright, so here we go. Apply pressure there. Line that up. Don't force it, just be real easy with everything. Right here, you're going to make sure this water pump gear falls in place. This damn thing's being stubborn now. Alright. Alright, there we go. That's the dial. It's trying to walk its... There we go. It's down on there now. I don't think that thing's supposed to have that much pressure on it. So I'm going to pull it back off. Might have been the reason why the keeper was kicked out on it. Alright. I'll see what it is. I didn't have it lined up right. So you're going to slide it on like that. Whenever you feel the gear of your power valve hit the gear of your main primary drive gear, just turn it like so. And there, it'll actually fall in place. Put my block back under there. Now we can put our bolts in. To make sure all the bolts are sticking out exactly the same, this one with the washer on it I believe goes right here, but I'm not 100% positive. We gotta wait till we get around to that point. So let's take that one. Yep, that goes there. That don't even go with it. I picked up the wrong one. Too short. It's gonna be a longer one. That's it. Now, oh, there's one up here. Right there. Now we'll take 8mm well, I'm just losing everything today. Alright, so we're going to run them down with this. Now, we'll torque them. Guess we'll torque them with the same damn one since I can't find my other one. .8, I believe. There's that one. I'm not going to bore y'all with doing all these, so I'll fast forward through as many as I can when I edit this. There. Alright, the outer clutch cover, and I believe that O-ring goes to it, so let me find the cover. Alright, we don't need this right this second. Set that aside. We can do the water pump for the time being, water pump housing, which is right here. And it's got a gasket too. Make sure my blade is clean so I can just kind of go over. This thing's got some scuffs. On it. To be on the safe side, I'm going to put a light film of sealant. Again, this is a motor I'm melting off. If it has any issues, they're going to have to deal with it there. So I want to make sure to kind of nip any of those in the bud before they happen. Again, we're just doing a light, really light film of this stuff. You want to make sure it's tacky. Well, it's actually tacky to even use this stuff on there. You don't need it, but this motor's been apart a couple times before I ever got it, so I have no idea what the last two, or at least the one previous to me, what the hell they were thinking. Because it's in pretty bad shape. Alright. There's really no need to put much of it on here. But I'm just going to run my finger across it in places, and if it's got a low spot, it'll settle. And there we go. So where the hell is the damn top to this stuff? I know one of y'all see it. Bastard was hiding from me. Alright. Don't forget we have a dial that's here and one that's there that holds this in place. Well, put my gasket on there first. It's really been a mistake. So there's that. Probably best to pull this one out this side. Go ahead and stick it in. That side like so. Install that like that. Now we gotta get our bolts. Now the real long one goes right there, and then the second longest one goes right there, and then I think the third long one, yeah, it goes there when I put that cover on. But these shorter ones, one of the ones with the brass with the brass, just like I thought, I don't know 100% sure if it goes here, but there is brass on the outside of this cover where I can tell it's wore off on it. So we're going to put one there and put this one here. Get our 8mm. Snug them down. Like so. I'm not going to bore y'all with doing a torque wrench on these. I built so many damn motors that I know exactly where to put it. There. That is good. Now, see if our painted cover is dry. Yeah. That's much better. Looks good to me. Got our gasket. Put a paper towel down right here. Get the screws away so we ain't gonna. We put our gasket up here. Or O-ring or whatever. Gasket O-ring. It's a seal. Seals off the cases. turn this around. I want the seal to fall off, so we're going to be gentle with it. There we go. Seems to be good. Granted, I did that because I was thinking maybe there were some dials that hold this thing in place, but there's not. Here we go again with this crap. I've seen a lot of people use grease to get these O-rings to stay in here. I personally hate grease. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a little bit of this assembly lube, because this stuff's thick and tacky enough to hold any damn thing in place. Like so. And there. Put our bolts in. There's those. There's that one. I believe there's a copper washer goes on that one. Yep, there it is. Find it. That's where my long one goes. That's where the short one goes. Alright. Go around and make sure these are. Now I'll probably come back and torque these later, but there's not a lot of pressure. It's got that seal on it, so it's not needed. Well, I mean, it's got to have the right torque, but it's not as critical as torquing down like something to do with the cylinder head or the cam caps if this thing was a 4-stroke. Now this is a weep hole, and surely it's not that one. No, didn't think it was. It's this one. I'm pretty sure I just used a little copper washer up here that I'm now going to take off, and then I can put one back there later. copper washer goes on that one. Put that one back in place for the time being. Now, that concludes the clutch cover side of this build. Damn it, there they are. The Basher's just hiding from me. So we don't need that in the way. We need that in the way. Now we'll take